YouTube? Welcome back to another video. And today, my friends, I've got a very, honestly, kind of negative video for y'all today. I don't want it to get negative too well. That'd be a lot. Sometimes it's a lot easier to talk about the negative stuff. I will say that. But y'all saw in the title and the thumbnail, these two things, I'll say it because one's a team, one's a player, have been the most disappointing things in the NBA this season. And that would be Draymond Green, and then that would also be the Detroit Pistons. I'm going to cover them both in the same video today because I don't want to drop two videos back to back about negative things. But before we get into this, make sure y'all like the video for me, subscribe if you're new. Go comment down below how you feel about the Pistons, how you feel about Draymond more specifically. I'm going to dive into them a little bit more, I think. But yeah, y'all just like the video, all that good stuff. Go follow the Trey Ball podcast as well. Go subscribe to them. I'm going to be uploading these videos separately, I believe. I'm probably going to upload one on my channel, the Geethers channel, one on the Trey Ball podcast channel as well. So whichever channel you're watching it on, go like the video on the other channel as well and subscribe to the other channel. On my Geethers channel, I drop some 2K videos, NBA talk related videos, and over here on the Trey Ball podcast, I drop some of my own personal videos. One of my co-hosts, RJ, drops his as well. And, of course, we have podcasts every Monday. So make sure y'all go do that for me. Without further ado, let's jump right into this. I'm going to start off with detailing the Pistons because when we talk about the most disappointing things this season, they have been by far the most disappointing team. You know, they're 2-24, and they have, you know, they're on a 23-game losing streak, which is over a fourth of the season. And that's not okay. You know, something has to happen. I feel like, you know, you cannot be on a 23-game losing streak and somebody doesn't get fired. I mean, that's what it is, and this is ridiculous. You know, Monty Williams, he comes in and he acts like he doesn't know what he's doing, and we know he's a very capable coach. And then you got Troy Weaver. I think he's got to be gone. I mean, Troy Weaver, who's their executive, he needs to be fired. That's the bottom line. I mean, they're 28th in offense, 26th in defense, 30th in net rating. I mean, we can go on and on. You know, they have a terrible pace, I believe, too. Actually, no, they have a decent pace. They just don't finish. Pretty much all the numbers they're terrible at. They don't do anything good, and they just do everything bad. And it's sad to see with all these players that they have. And we've detailed this on the Trey Ball podcast a lot as well. Another thing is they don't have any close games. I mean, all their games are blowouts. You know, 30 points here, 30-point loss there, 20-point loss here. They've had a couple that's like, you know, maybe 10 or you know, a couple 6 to 10-point losses, but a lot of those games they aren't really in it for most of the game anyway. You know, since in this 23-game win streak, their closest game was a 2-point loss to the Bucks. But besides that, I mean, their last game that they played as of recording this video was the Bucks, and they lost by 32. So, you know, they have a lot to figure out, and they have no shooting. That's the bottom line with them. They have no shooting at all. They don't play defense. They don't have an identity. They look out there, and none of them, half their team doesn't look like they don't want to be there. Their rotations are terrible. You know, Jaden Ivey doesn't get a lot of minutes anymore. I don't really know what's going on with that. Killian Hayes is still a starter when he shouldn't be. I believe, you know, he's started 21 of the 25 games. He doesn't bring a lot to the table. I mean, Asar Thompson has been a little bit of a bright spot, but he can't shoot. Their best three-point shooter is Kevin Knox. I mean, that's all I really need to say. And, you know, I've detailed them in the past and detailed them on the podcast. Well, I'm sorry. Their best three-point shooter is Bojan Bogdanovic. But he just can't. He's only played 7 games. He missed the majority of the beginning of the season. So he's come back. You know, he's shooting 40% from three, but he still hasn't. That hasn't helped them at all. You know, it's a little bit more spacing, I guess, but they've lost every game since he's been back. So they have a lot to figure out. And I just wanted to dive in a little bit on them because I don't want to make this too long because I really want to dive into Draymond Green. That graphic, you know, that's the thumbnail of this video. Draymond Green has 3 ejections so far this season, and the Pistons only have 2 wins. What's worse? That's my question. What is worse? 3 ejections on the season already. We're only a fourth of the way through the season. 3 ejections, and you already got suspended once this season. You're suspended again as well, which we'll detail that. But then, or what's worse? there's a player in the league that has more ejections this season than my team has wins. What's worse, right? So they're both really bad. You know, that's sad to see for both of them. That might be worse than the Pistons, honestly, but it's shame on Draymond as well. That's all I'm going to detail on the Pistons. They have a lot to figure out. I just wanted to mention them right quick because just a 23-game losing streak is just so absurd, and their players look like they don't even want to be out there. I mean, I can't really blame them. It's been over a month since they've won a game, and that's you're defeated at that point, right? But things have to change, right? And I expect to see a lot of. I mean, I don't know what they're going to trade, but I expect to see some people getting fired at some point, you know, because this is unacceptable. But what else is unacceptable is Draymond Green, and I have another picture right here that I'm looking at, and I might put it on the screen in this video. Draymond Green in his NBA career, games with more than 25 points, 5. Number of suspensions, 6. Are you kidding me right now, Draymond? No. I'm not a casual. I know Draymond's role, what he does on the court, is way more than scoring. But this is absolutely absurd. 6 suspensions? I mean, how many in the last 2 years have we had? The Domantas Sabonis incident last year in the playoffs. The beginning of the season, or Jordan Poole, prior to that, coming off of a championship, punching your own teammate. Then we get putting Rudy Gobert in a headlock earlier in the season. Gets suspended only for 5 games for that. Then you come back and you essentially punch Yusuf Nurkic in the face, and he says it was an accident or whatever. But this just happened. Your reputation precedes itself. Right now, it actually just dropped today, as I'm recording this video, that it's at least 3 weeks now. First he got suspended indefinitely. Right now we're looking at least 3 weeks because he is in rehab or counseling. I think it is, not rehab. But this is crazy, man. I mean, it's about time, right? It's just counseling, sure, but at the end of the day, you're a grown man, and I almost put more blame on the Warriors than him. Not just the Warriors, but the league in general, because he's gotten away with so much. All he does is, he has such a big leash that the refs give him and the league gives him. We'll see one play happen, 3 plays later, a timeout happen. He's still talking about it, and this is not just a problem with him. A lot of the stars do this specifically, but come on, man. At some point, it's got to stop, right? And all we've had other incidents too. When he kicked Steven Adams, where, and when he got suspended in the playoffs, in the finals against the Cavs when 2016 when the Cavs went on to win that, and it's just there's a lot of things that he's done, and it's just, when is it gonna stop, right? It's just so disappointing to see because not only for me, but at the end of the day, I want to see good basketball, right? And are the Warriors a better team when Draymond's out there? Yes. And the Warriors have not been a good team this season. And they need him, right? And it's just sad to see. And, the Warriors have enabled him. They never have punished him. How do you not get punished when you just punch your teammate? He didn't get punished for that. I'm sure there might have been some talks or whatever, but by the looks of it, there wasn't, because nothing has changed. You punch his teammate, and then there's no suspension. There's nothing happens, and then you go on to say the chemistry's off this year or last year. Of course, it was off, right? When I saw that punch happen, I told my buddies the Warriors are not gonna repeat this year. There's just no way. There's no way you're gonna repeat. The team chemistry is obviously gonna be weird, right? That's just an awkward locker room to be in. Right, it has to be awkward for Jordan Poole. As much as I'm not even a big Jordan Poole fan, because I think he's not looking good in Washington right now. He takes a lot of bad shots, right, and isn't a plus a lot of other places besides scoring. But how are you going to feel if you're Jordan Poole? He was a big part of that championship team, and then I get knocked out by my teammate, who's supposed to be my brother, punching me, and then there's no repercussions. If I was him, I would have wanted to get traded. I don't know if he did, but I would have requested to be traded immediately when I saw that. Immediately, I don't care about coming off the championship. I would have requested a trade immediately, because that's crazy. It doesn't. I know Draymond's been there for forever, but how does he not have at least a suspension? It's crazy. And then Of course, the Domantas Sabonis thing, stepping on him for no reason. And then you got the Rudy Gobert thing this season. 2 incidents already this season. We're a fourth of the way through, man. It makes no sense. I'm glad to see the league's finally doing something about it, but like, this is on the Warriors too. They've obviously never sat down and talked to him about this. I mean, he just got $100 million. What, this past offseason? He got extended? Like, what is going on? He got extended, and then he got extended after the Domantas Sabonis thing, after the Jordan Poole thing. So we would think we've moved past this. But yeah, we've already had 2 incidents this season. So it has to be on the Warriors. Steve Kerr always acts like he doesn't know what's happening. He finally came out with some comments recently and said, this is on Draymond. He's got to change. He's got to be better. But before this last time when he said something, every other time as you should come to the defend of, I'm a coach myself. You should come to the defense of your players. But at some point, these are grown men. You got to hold them accountable, right? You have to hold them accountable. And it's just sad to see. And that's about all I got for y'all today. I just wanted to really detail those and share my thoughts on that because I'm just so disappointed in Draymond Green because that's not what we want to see. I want to see basketball being played. I don't care to see. Some people might think this is UFC and they want to see fights. Might think the league is soft, but that's not what makes the league less soft. There's nothing that I want to see basketball. I'm not tuning in to see fights or see Draymond punch somebody. So I hope and pray that he can come back and this can be it can be done. But I mean, at this point, he's been doing it for a decade. How is he gonna change? I hope so, for the sake of the NBA. The NBA is better when he's playing because the Warriors are better when he's playing, and the Warriors are great basketball when they're good. They haven't been that good this year, but I hope he can be better. I hope that he can, just for his sake as well. Like that you don't want to have that type of reputation. So, Draymond, I hope you'll never see this. You'll never see this, but I hope that you take this serious now because there's actually consequences for your actions right now. So I hope you can see this and see all these repercussions and learn from them and be better from it. And Detroit, I hope you guys can get a win soon and maybe fire some people because I'm never calling for anybody's jobs, but something has to change. So thank you guys for watching this video. If y'all did enjoy, leave a like, subscribe down below. Let me know how y'all feel about Draymond and the Pistons and all that. It's funny, Draymond is from Detroit. But like I said, y'all go subscribe to the Trey Wall Podcast, subscribe to my personal channel, Geethers, and I'm out. Peace.